Woohoo! 5th grade! Boy, do I miss your smiling faces and everything. Oh, man. What are we going to do? What am I going to do without you guys right now? You know, I expect to be gone the last couple weeks of the school year, but this is kind of crazy, isn't it? Anyway, coming to you guys that every week you're going to see a video from me, Miss G, and I'm going to do some little teaching on it, and this is your opportunity to take notes about our lesson for the week, our subject. So I won't be giving you guys a lesson like every single day. It's going to be one lesson, one set of notes. Use it for the whole week. You get one homework assignment each week that will be due to me Friday, and vocabulary that will be due to me Friday as well. So we're not going to do our old schedule with vocabulary. It'll be Monday assigned, Friday it's due. Your vocabulary is already up on the lesson plans for you guys to use. What I still expect: word, definition, picture, and an awesome sentence to go with it. You can write this up, you can type it up, however you need to. Just send it to me as long as it's done by Friday. This is what you're going to expect every week. Video, we'll take notes. I'll take them, and you take them too. And then your science notes. No, I already did notes. Your homework assignment, vocabulary, going over it. And I'll also try to incorporate some kind of little fun experiment you guys can do at home, because we always do experiments to really get that hands-on experience with everything. So this week we're learning about life cycles. We're going to continue it next week, so we'll go more in depth, but I'm just giving you the simple stuff for vocabulary and everything, so you guys can go, oh yeah, that's definitely a life cycle right there. So let's get started, shall we? Grab your notes, grab your colors, whatever you're going to use as a reference. I've got my whiteboards, I've got tons of colors ready to go. You're more than welcome to do that however you need to. So we're going to start with some big vocabulary words here. And they're not usually that big. Life cycle. Bam. Right? What is the life cycle? Well, life means to live, and cycle means to go around in a circle. So a life cycle, if I'm looking off to the side, I do apologize too. I'm trying to get my notes just right for you guys, so that way I don't give you the wrong information, because sometimes with my baby brain, I don't know. So life cycle, it's a series of stages, so please write this down with me. And we're going to put a box around stage, okay? Series of stages through which an organism, remember ORG's organism, like we use in class, passes from birth to death. So it's a really fancy one. So when you are putting your vocabulary together, don't use my words, use your own. Life cycle, a series of stages, parts that through which an organism passes through. So you start out in life as a baby, birth. Some organisms start out as eggs, and then you go through these stages, growing up and everything, and going through, and then you die. It's just the circle of life, as the Lion King would reference. Okay, now with that being said, here's what it looks like for an image. Okay, so give me a second here. That's easy. Each square represents a stage, so we're going to label that stage. And I'm not talking about the stage that you perform on, I'm talking about stages, like different parts. So each one represents a stage, and it goes around in a circle, a cycle. Always going in circles, always going around, like that. So this is what a life cycle looks like. So life cycle definition, there's your picture. So what we do is we plug in, we always start at the very top. So this is where you would have, if it was a human, you would have the baby, and then you would go down here to child, teenager, and adults. And then we start all over again, because as adults, we can, when we're older, we can have our own babies, and we start the whole next generation life cycle all over again. So that's why it's called a cycle, because it just keeps on going. Now, here's the fun part. What other cycles can you think of? Water cycle. Weather, definitely a cycle. But you just keep going. There's lots of cycles in science. So let me get another color. You guys can change colors too, because I know some of you love to do the pictures and coloring. There are different types of life cycles. There is just a simple life cycle is what we call it, what humans go through. We don't go through any changes except basically you look the same from when you're a baby to you're an adult. Yeah, you get taller, sure your hair gets longer, I'm sure you might lose that little chunkiness in your cheeks and everything. But simply guys, we don't have to go through a big change somehow in order to become an adult. But there are some organisms that actually have to change in what we call metamorphosis. They have to literally go through some kind of big episode in their life in order to cross that line or that stage to become an adult. So we call that complete metamorphosis. So this is one of your vocabulary words. Actually, it's 2 words, but there's 2 different kinds of metamorphosis. So we have the simple life cycle that you and I go through. And the simple life cycle is when the baby still looks like the mama or the papa. Now when it comes to metamorphosis, metamorphosis is when a big change has to happen. So we're going to add that out. Because morph means change. Right there. Now I bet you guys can think of what is like the number 1. And there's actually 2. There's 2 big ones that are complete metamorphosis. Can you guys guess? If you said butterfly and frog, you are completely right. Okay, because a butterfly has to go through becoming a worm, not a worm, a caterpillar, and it doesn't stay a caterpillar when it becomes adults. What does it become? You're right, a butterfly. And it has to go through what we call a cocoon, but the fancy word chrysalis, basically. So a complete metamorphosis has 4 stages. It always has 4. So if it doesn't have 4, it's not complete. So it has 4 stages. And usually these stages have the reference. Okay, I'm looking over there to make sure. It starts as an egg. Okay, so if it doesn't start life as an egg, it can't go through metamorphosis at all. Egg and then larva / pupa, can be either or. And then we have the chrysalis. And then we have the adult. So those are the 4 stages it goes through. It starts as an egg, and then a larva / pupa, chrysalis, adult. So that's what it would be for the butterfly. Now when it comes to the chrysalis, not every animal has a chrysalis stage that goes through. Like it doesn't go in a cocoon and wrap itself up. Then it would be a larva, pupa, and then adult on that one. So the 4 words. I added chrysalis so that way it's a vocabulary word, and you guys know that's a fancy way of saying cocoon. As a vocabulary, please write this down. Once you write the word change and box it, change to adult, where baby doesn't look like the adult. There's your definition for metamorphosis, complete metamorphosis. It's the change that happens when the baby doesn't look like the adult. So, some change has to happen in order to become an adult. Now, with that said, there is a thing called incomplete metamorphosis. So we're going to write that down here next. Now I can already see some of you would have been saying, well, Miss G, that's like a superhero where they just don't become the full superhero and they become the villain because they didn't grow the big muscles or something. Well, that's a good way to put it, but at the same time, incomplete metamorphosis just means that they're still changing, okay? Changing is still going on. But the thing is that it only has 3 stages. So that's why it's incomplete, because it hasn't made the full cycle around. It's still, the adult's still going to produce eggs and still have babies and everything, but we can tell when it's gone through incomplete metamorphosis because it only has 3 stages. Hey, Aurora, will you come down and turn off Kirby, please? That's our vacuum cleaner. Turn off Kirby for me. Has only 3 stages, okay? And those 3 stages are, I blanked on my brain. Oh, it's egg, nymph is what we say, and adult. So the childhood and the teenager stage are stuck together and known as nymph. So this is a really good, important vocabulary word. Go away. Bye-bye. See you later. That I want you guys to remember. So these are your 3 stages for incomplete metamorphosis. What goes through this? Grasshoppers are a great example. They hatch as an egg and then they'll grow up a little bit, but what happens is that they actually still look like the adults. But it's because they didn't go through a major change. The reason we call them metamorphosis is because they're not going through the stages that we are as humans, because they only have 3. So because they're going through incomplete stages or incomplete metamorphosis, that's why they're stuck with metamorphosis. So we have 2. Complete metamorphosis, 4 stages. Incomplete, 3 stages. This one has must have change. This one doesn't have to have change. This one will not look like the adult. The baby will not look like the adult. The baby will look like the adult. These both start as eggs, so that is something they have in common. They both are metamorphosis, so there's some kind of change taking place. Okay, this might be as simple as they sprout their wings when they're adult. I mean, it's very simple. And there's different kinds of, mainly it's bugs and insects that go through it. Exception of the butterfly and the, well, butterfly's an insect, the frog. And whatnot. And the chicken, I guess if you want to put it that way, because it laid an egg. So, those are your notes right now. Life cycle, I want you guys to get that stuck in your brains. What is the cycle and everything that keeps going, and that there are different kinds. Now, here's your homework for this week. I want you guys to create a Venn diagram. Let me give you a heads up if you forgot what a Venn diagram is. It's those double circles that overlap, like this. All right? And I want you to label one side complete metamorphosis, or you just put complete, and the other one incomplete. And we're going to compare and contrast. Okay? You can use your reference from your notes that we just went over this video. You can also go to, I left a website up on the lesson plans for you guys. What I don't want you guys to do is to go to a million different websites on the internet. I want you to go to the Safe Kid ones. They'll help you do this. So watch some kid videos on YouTube, whatever you got to do. Now, how many do you need? Our usual 5 for the comparing. Okay, I want complete sentences, not bullet points, please. And then 3 for, contrasting is 5, 3 is comparing. So 3 things they have in common. I mean, we just went over some. 5 things that they have that are different. So be very creative on how you do this. Please don't put, oh, one has in and one has C as their references. Don't give me the obvious. Actually dig in and see what you can find. Examples are great too, for which one goes through which. Homework assignments due back to me Monday. Vocabulary is due back, not Monday, sorry. Homework assignments due back to me Friday. Vocabulary is due back to me Friday. Now, this is what I have as your experiment you can do at home. I don't have the materials here. They're all back in my science classroom. But this is the way to do it. Go find a seed. Okay, any seed. Might be hard to go buy one right now because we're shelter in place for some of us. So, but if you get a seed, I want you to wrap it up in a paper towel. Make sure the paper towel is wet. Don't soak it because you can kill the seed. But just enough. Just make it damp. Wrap it up into the paper towel. Put the paper towel inside of a plastic bag. Okay? You just zip it up. You don't have to really leave any oxygen or anything. It's going to be fine. It has enough to breathe off of and everything. And then tape it up, the bag, onto a window. And then that way you're going to get sunlight. Now, a cool thing to do would be to do 2 experiments. One that's in sunlight and then one that's next to a lamp to see which one's going to grow better. And here's the thing I want you to do. Every day, I want you to open up that paper towel, Don't re-wet it or anything. Just let it go because there'll be plenty of water, trust me. And see what's happening. Observe and record. Write down, draw pictures, and write a little observation about what's happening. I want you to compare sunlight to natural light to fake light, so UV rays, basically. Which one's going to grow? Are they both going to grow? You don't know. But if you want to dig in deeper, this is a fun experiment that you can try at home. That has been very successful with my 5th graders of the past. So the funniest one's been a pumpkin seed and how big it could get. So eventually you have to take it down because that pumpkin can't grow in that little bag. Anyway, so have fun trying to do that experiment. Now, you might have noticed also that I've uploaded on Wednesday some extra activities for you to do. These are called enrichment activities. These are by choice. They're all voluntary. There usually is going to be like 3 to 4 choices for you to do. These are opportunities for you to dig deeper into our subject, or if you just want something more fun to do. You can get lab points for your lab group. We're doing lab groups with class against class, and you guys have 15 kids in your class, so you guys can do a lot of these things and are a lot of points. So every one of these you complete, you get 25 points for your lab group. 5th grade. Done. So how do you show me that you actually completed it? Well, Friday's when I shut it down. So you have Wednesday to Friday, even Monday to Friday, whatever is your choice, to complete one, all of them, whatever is your choice. I keep saying that. And the way you show me you did it is, one, you either write me a paragraph of what you learned. So that's 5 to 8 sentences, complete grammar and everything. Capital letters is how I'll accept it. It must be turned into me by Friday. Email, however, that is easiest. And also, or the other choice is if it's something you can do online, or if it's like you have to build something or whatnot, or it's the growing of the experiment, then you can take a picture of it and I can actually see that you've actually been doing it. So some kind of proof. So it's either what you learned with a written response, or it's actually like video or picture proving that you've actually done the enrichment activity. So once again, every week there's going to be a video. You take notes on that video. You'll get a homework assignment due to me Friday. Vocabulary words, not every week, but if you do have them, they're due Friday. I will try very hard to give you a home experiment as well. That's your choice if you do or not. And then you have a couple enrichment activities to do. So there's lots for you guys to do, but all I expect back to me is that homework assignment and the vocabulary words by Friday. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Or if you got any stuck on any of the notes, if you have any questions, you can always video chat. You can video chat me, that's fine. You can make comments on this video on YouTube. You can send me emails because you guys have that email link. Whatever's easiest for you guys. But I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. I miss you guys. And this is such a weird way to teach. But at the same time, at least we're doing some kind of learning so that way you guys can keep those brains growing. Until next week, keep on chatting, keep on checking in on each other, and keep on learning. I totally miss you guys. God's blessings. Bye.